My name is Larry, and I am a Facebook addict. Today is my first day without Facebook. That may seem a little bit ridiculous to many. I am a recovering alcoholic, over 12 years sober, and though I never really did dabbled in drugs at all, I have had serious issues when I was younger with realizing that I was addicted to video games and other things involving electronic impulse. Um, to which I credit my particular problem with Facebook. Like anything on the internet, it's a very useful tool. It can be used to communicate broadly. I was very much roped into Facebook. Not that I didn't love it. I loved it. I'm addicted to it. I was managing a business page, and I was managing a page for my dogs. And then there's groups, and there are all these ways in which you get pulled in to Facebook. And they know, of course, that the infinite scrolling and the flashing of new things appearing on the screen affect the psyche in this way to make it something that is a lure and that draws us. I do, to be fair, think it particularly was a problem for me, given my video game addictions in the past and other things of a similar nature. One of the reasons I finally felt compelled to get off of Facebook, to delete the account and let it sit, was to break the cycle of constantly looking at it. Realizing, as I've been catching up on a movie playlist that I've assembled for years, and believe it or not, preferring watching the boob tube over the internet, but finding it more salutary. But realizing that I kept picking up the phone. I kept picking up the phone and not really watching what was in front of me, and kind of listening and kind of watching and scrolling and trying to put it down and not look at it was a lot easier said than done. I tried moving it away from myself. Now, it's only been the last day that I have realized the full severity of what I have done. I quit Facebook, and then last night I had dreams about Facebook. I had nightmares about Facebook. I literally have had moments physiologically where I feel sick to my stomach because I every few seconds I'm like looking for it, looking to grab the phone and look and realizing I'm not. And the level of withdrawal is such that I physiologically feel discombobulated, being disconnected from it. That's pretty astonishing. Even to me, I didn't expect that severity of symptoms. I am, however, still obviously using the internet. I'm still using my YouTube channel, making vlogs, and I actually have gone back to Instagram. I've been using Instagram intermittently for years, and yes, I know Facebook owns it. But there's something to do with the structure, the layout, and I'm not sure that is far less addicting. There's something about it that doesn't have quite the same effect on me, and it doesn't draw you in deeper all the time with extra pages, extra groups, extra business listings, and all of that. I mean, you can create multiple of those accounts, but then you flip back and forth between them. And I don't know, for some reason, it has not had the addicting quality to me that the actual Facebook feed has done. And as I've said, the way that it refreshes, the way that it continually scrolls, the occasional updates to change the visuals and so forth, that it's everything like a video game that never ends and that you just keep going. And by the time you're tired of it, it changes and it keeps you addicted. The main damage that I saw it doing to my life, and this is key to describing any drug or addiction, what was it doing other than sucking up my time, other than drawing in my attention, as if those things aren't bad enough. What was it doing? And I'm not sure that I can relate it to intent, and I'm not sure that maybe it's all in my head. But there's something to do with the way those impulses get in you electronically, the way that stuff refreshes, and the way that things flash in front of you. Memes, cartoons, jokes, the news, the immediate emotional reaction to it as it flashes, and it seems to be magnified. Things that are annoying or should be mildly annoying that trigger feelings of outrage. The major resentments I've had in relationships with humans over the last several years have been online. Think about that. Most often people that I've never met, but you run into these things in life where you can't let go, and years later you think of what you should have said or could have said, or months later. I'm doing that with people that could be completely fictitious as far as I know, whether they're actual real people or a profile handle. That's particularly bizarre. And yes, that is clearly not healthy for me, but it also is, well, it's sort of a bizarre way then that our relationships have changed because of the media. I was thinking of it being the 30th year since we graduated high school, my class, and we're not really having a 30-year reunion. There wasn't the interest in it, or the planning interest in it. But also, I don't like most of them. Now, okay, that sort of seems weird. In the past, you didn't see people after high school for the most part. You lost track of most people, and then you saw them at a reunion. At my 10-year reunion, that was a blast. People that you, for the most part, hadn't seen. You catch up. You're amazed at how much you like some of them better, and some of them you like less. And you catch up, and it's sort of neat. And I'm thinking now that the internet emerging around that time has sort of really changed that whole dynamic going forward, because most of the time now we've stayed in touch with those people. We've been in touch with those people in some electronic media form. We do know more about them, and then some of them we can't stand and we unfriended, and some that's even worse, so we block them, and others, it's the relationships are completely different. Instead of a polite gathering after 30 years to see how everyone's doing, if you care for any of them, you'll see them on Facebook, you'll see them online. So that has changed those relationships, but then also the sense of intimacies. I have friends from college that have been my good friends since college, but I have other people that I knew of at college, but didn't really talk to. We didn't travel in the same circles, and it wasn't that I had anything against them. But then they became friends on Facebook, and I talked to them more. And then there's this sort of bizarre sense of intimacy where they are now my online friends, even though we weren't really friends at college. And then people I did know in high school and college have unfriended me because they don't approve of my cartoons or my politics or my religion. The whole dynamic is very different and very strange. And then that also draws you in. Some of those folks, even though I shared my email, my phone number, I may not hear from some of those folks again because I'm not on Facebook. And then there's that whole, well, that mean about your friendship? Was it real? Was it imaginary? Well, it's not that it isn't real. It's real in the context of, like, some people you work with, you become friends with, but 10 years later, you're not really friends with them on Facebook anymore because it's too long. Others remain lifelong friends. And now the online social media has altered greatly the way that we interact, relate, and connect to people. And it's such a wonderful, useful tool. I mean, what I'm going to miss about Facebook, other than all those things I'm addicted to, I have cousins and distant family members that the older generation passes away, and you really don't find time to get together. And it's a useful medium. You stay in touch, you stay together. So many useful things that it can be used for, the internet and social media generally. And yet there's so much negative to it also. And I feel like it's been damaging to my psyche and my emotional health. So here I am recording a bit of a vlog about it because this is day one of Facebook sobriety. And like I said, it's kind of bothered me. I have a weird feeling in my stomach, like I'm missing something very important, and like, oh my God, I need to go reactivate my account and look in, and it's scheduled for deletion. And I don't even know. I can't even, like, one day at a time. It's hard to even plan on saying, am I going to stay away from it? I have to do that one day at a time because I'm already thinking about ways that I could go back. And then I've got people that say, you're not going to run the page anymore for us. And you like, well, I guess I could after a while. And then I don't know. I really just don't know. But I do hope to put on enough sobriety time from Facebook clean time, that maybe if I go back, I would set it up under just the business name or under the parish name, or just limit, not become friends with any of my old crowd and just use it for access. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But it's incredible the hold that it has had on me, and we will play it by ear one day at a time.